Hey everyone, we're Restless Youth, band currently based in Leeds. And during lockdown we've been undertaking this project called You're Not Alone, where we've been releasing a new song at the start of each month. One of those songs was dedicated to my mum after hearing about her breast cancer diagnosis. And we managed to raise over 500 quid with the release, which was awesome. And so now we've been asked to take part in this, so thank you very much for having us. We've been experimenting with an online virtual gig setup because we're all spread out across the UK. So we're going to have videos from all the band members synced together, so I hope it works and I'll have to see what you think. Big shout out to our bass player Cameron, who wasn't able to submit a video, but he is in the sound. So yeah, this first song is called Empty Fields, and it's a song about moving out and going to a new place and meeting new people. So I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching.
Grew up in a golden haze, went north, everything was grey. Came back, everything had changed. This is what I've got to say.
Man, there's so much air in the fields, it makes me uneasy. I could inhale for a lifetime and not feel greedy. There's no one here, but the space is never empty. It's drenched in our footprints, our solace, our memory. Blank canvas to a job, but too complete for a teen. They suffocate you, those gaps in between. Here is a cradle that will always be still. The ground sinks beneath you, make of that what you will.
Everything is changing, I may not be the same. The world keeps turning anyway. We may not be together, though we're on different roads. I'll be fine on my own.
It was the end of August, skies were pretty misty, something in the air overflowing with the symmetry of the end and the beginning. Your manic face is grinning, testify that need for a final night of sinning. Gentle, innocent, beautiful sins that bind us together like a strange looking kin. Don't worry for the future, what you're dealt will be. You'll find new comrades, but don't forget me.
Everything is changing, I may not be the same. The world keeps turning anyway. We may not be together, though we're on different roads. I'll be fine on my own.
As I stand now in the fields, mid cans of discarded lager, a tangible distance begins to pull us farther apart. Perhaps I'll be the last to depart. The next chapter's always the hardest to start. You're suddenly aware of the passing of time. The body embracing yours no longer feels like mine. Before these thoughts can amass in my head, we get back to see Ryan's thrown up in my bed.
Everything is changing, I may not be the same. The world keeps turning anyway. May not be together, though we're on different roads. I'll be fine on my own. Everything is changing, I may not be the same. The world keeps turning anyway. May not be together, though we're on different roads. I'll be fine on my own.
Second tune is a song called Man on Cool Lane, which was also the second part of our You're Not Alone series. It's a kind of jazzy tune that takes place on Cool Lane in central Leeds. And it's kind of about how we're not all so dissimilar. So I hope you like it and you can groove away at home.
I was walking up on York Street, avoiding all eyes, glaring at feet, when I saw this man lounging on Cool Lane. I knew his life, or maybe I just knew his pain. The neon lights were weathered and so was he, sketching portraits, maybe one of me. Punched in the downpour, no complaints. stopping the rain from getting into his pain. Yeah.
No, you're not alone. We are the same. I know your pain. No, you're not alone. We are the same. I know your pain.
So I pull my hood down and I tell him, that's real good, man, could be the next big thing. He looks startled, but he gives a grin and says, I just like painting, mate, don't really care who's watching it. In his pocket, there was a mirror. The edges were black and burned. I suppose him and I both still got many lessons we've yet to learn.
No, you're not alone. We are the same. I know your pain. No, you're not alone. We are the same. I know your pain.
Such a loneliness stalks those who behold great skies. I read that in a book, mate, and I think I know why it's come to mind. This man, his eyes sunken and glazed, hands worn down into a wrinkled old daze. Something in his heart is smiling so loudly. Maybe he works down at the tills in Aldi, 'cause I recognise this man. Honestly, I do come to think of it, I recognise a few people here. That man opposite, who's smoking by the cafe, was working out beside me down Pure Gym the other day. And the busker by the roadworks, who's singing old blues, she certainly walked a fair few miles in my shoes. Strangers are just as strange as I allow them to be. And I look around giddily and I'm starting to see that here on Cool Lane, of all places, such a beauty in people's faces. So now I'm walking back down York Street. This time I'm holding all eyes and I greet them as I meet. There's so many people here lounging on lanes. I know their lives and I know their pains. The lights are still weathered and so are we, but every passerby gives a nod to me. Marching in the downpour, some complain. I'm warmed by the knowledge that we are the same.
No, you're not alone. We are the same. I know your pain. No, you're not alone. We are the same. I know your pain. No, you're not alone. We are the same. I know your pain. No, you're not alone. We are the same. I know your pain. I know your pain. I know your pain. I know your pain.
Man on Cool Lane, thanks for watching. This next one is quite an old one. It's called What I Know. It's from before we moved to Leeds, an old ballad that we used to play and was always quite popular. I wrote it with my good friend Dev on the piano. If you like any of these songs, you can find us on all the socials, Restless Youth. So thank you.
Discontent, I love you so. You were always there when all else goes. Late at night, when I'm all alone, trapped up in the manacles of my own mind. You know I love you so. This is what That's all you really know. You know I love you so, and I always
Next one's a kind of quirky tune called Politics and Apples, which was the latest song we released, the last part of the You're Not Alone series. And it's a story involving trains and apples and lots of metaphors. I hope you like it. It's definitely probably like one of the weirdest ones we've done, but the reception's been amazing and we're so grateful for everyone that's been streaming and listening to our songs, so I hope you like it.
Sunday, on a train, the woman beside me eats an apple. Not much remains, but she chases the final slithers, doggedly determined to tear off all its flesh. I think this is strange, but then again... Soon there's only the core, dotted with shriveled pips. To my relief, she spares these, keeping them in her grasp. Time passes. The moisture starts to seep onto the drop-down table. Still, she shields the remains delicately within her fist. I think this is odd, but then again... The man with the bin bag drifts past. She tracks his approach, but rejects his gaze when he nears, stubborn to keep her prize. Expecting my bewilderment, she turns and tells me eagerly that she always keeps her cores, planting them in the closest wild soil so that new trees will grow. I smile sweetly, surprisingly impressed, but then again... The train slows, awkwardly amassing her possessions with her one free hand. She nods to me politely before departing here at Birmingham. I watch her through the window, fascinated. She's halfway to the exit when the whistle blows and train roars. Nonchalantly, she tosses the cord to the cold concrete platform, wiping the lost pip from her hand. I feel quite betrayed, but then again, what do I know about apples?
That was Politics and Apples. This next tune is a song called Another Dream. It hasn't been heard on the public platform before, I don't think. And it tells a story of a kid in the village where I grew up who never left and has always just hung around and stayed much the same. I hope that if you're able to, you can donate to Against Breast Cancer while this is going on and support their good works in any way that you can. So I hope you like this tune. Thanks for watching.
Ball in, and it's across for Sterling, and now it's in for number 2 for John Stones. Number 4 for England. Scored by the number 1.
Every time I go back home, I see Ben Taylor on his own in shrunken shorts with a battered football, kicking it softly against the wall. He's exactly how we left him, back when we all finished school. I don't really know what kept him, but he hasn't changed at all.
I wonder what he's looking for. If I were him, I'd want much more. He never left that town. He's only messing around. But when he thinks about change, it seems he's stuck in a dream. He's just dreaming.
I left him behind once we became teens. I liked music, but he didn't seem to care at all for anything other than kickabout in sight of his mother. It's like she caged him in with mashed potato on Sunday church. Every single time I visit home, it seems to be getting worse.
He never left that town. He's only messing around. But when he thinks about change, it seems he's stuck in a dream. He's just dreaming.
When the rest of us went out searching for alcohol and love, Ben was sat on the wall outside his house, blankly staring above. Up at those skies he spent his whole life sat beneath, rubbing himself of memories like a funny kind of thief. I was so glad that I wasn't like him, and it wasn't that I disliked him, it was just that I was so frightened of being left behind just like him. But these days when I'm heading home and I spot him out the window of the bus, I think to myself, maybe he's got it all. The worries here are just so small. So perhaps he isn't such a fool to spend his time kicking that football softly against his wall.
I wonder what he's looking for. If I were him, I'd want much more. He never left that town. He's only messing around. But when he thinks about change, it seems he's stuck in a dream. He's just dreaming.
All the times I feel like a failure, well I really want to be Ben Taylor. All the times I might need a saviour, well I think it could be Ben Taylor. All the times I see myself looking just like a stock on the shelf, it makes me want to grab a football and kick it softly against the wall.
He never left that town. He's only messing around. But when he thinks about change, it seems he's stuck in a dream. He's just dreaming. He never left that town. He's only messing around. But when he thinks about change, it seems he's stuck in a dream. He's just dreaming.
Ashley Young. And so nearly went in. It did from Kane. His first goal at a major tournament. England have lifted off of the World Cup.
Another dream. This next one is also a brand new one. We literally just finished writing it before we recorded this video. It's called Opposite the Park and it's inspired by the lockdown situation. I hope that you might be able to relate to it or feel some kind of camaraderie because in the end we're all in it together, I suppose.
Opposite the park where we downed our first shot, there's that rusty young house with a peeling black lock. Tilt your head so the holes in the hedge align, see Jack in his living room gulping cheap wine. Jack hasn't left this house in days. He got a text from his GP. It said stay away from everyone. But Jack's not very good at being alone. He's become frightened of the walls in his own home.
Don't ask me why I'm looking at nothing. Don't know why, but I'm searching for something.
Kate's jogging the road outside Jack's window. The world passes in agonising slow-mo, forcing herself to cover more ground. Promised her boyfriend she'd get fit in lockdown. A baggy shirt covers the strange bruises. Blue flesh in a strange love oozes to the zappy substance of a battered soul. Kate's story has never been told.
Don't ask me why I'm looking at nothing. Don't know why, but I'm searching for something.
Zoe's in her car, sweating steadily, engrossed in her notes, doesn't feel the humidity as the sun's fires capture the metal and the hazed air begins to settle. She's alone, no one's there, but she whispers her rhymes like she's scared they'll be heard. Grunts furiously, searching for words. We too stressed to write since the madness began, now we ain't going to plan.
Don't ask me why I'm looking at nothing. Don't know why, but I'm searching for something.
David peers out his window suspiciously and cleans every surface judiciously. Just turned 80 and he don't wanna die. He wants to live to see his grandkids thrive. He found out earlier his best mate from uni died of this disease, all isolated and lonely. He wants to see him off, a funeral's too risky, so instead he pours the whiskey out in his memory.
Don't ask me why I'm looking at nothing. Don't know why, but I'm searching for something.
Jack's paranoid, how's he gonna face the day. Kate's on her own, how's she gonna get away? Zoe lost her job, how's she gonna pay the rent? And Dave's lost his mate, now his hopes all spent. Jack's paranoid, how's he gonna face the day? Kate's on her own, how's she gonna get away? Zoe's lost her job, how's she gonna pay the rent? And Dave lost his mate, now his hopes all spent.
Don't ask me why I'm looking at nothing. I don't know why, but I'm searching for something.
This is the last song of our set now. It's Purple, Orange and Blue, which is the song I wrote for my mum after hearing about her diagnosis. If you're able to now, do donate to Against Breast Cancer and support all the stuff they're doing. So yeah, if you've enjoyed our music, you can find us at Restless Youth Music on Instagram and Facebook. And we're on Spotify and all the online stuff. So big shout out to the band. Obviously we have Lauren on vocals, Jude on drums, Devon on the keyboards, Cam on the bass, and myself on guitar and vocals. I hope you've enjoyed it and have a wonderful day. This is Purple, Orange and Blue, our last song. Thanks for watching.
This is a song I wrote for my mum to testify everything that she's done for me.
When I was frightened, you held me tight, sang me a rainbow softly to keep me safe at night. All I am I owe to you. You gave me life. As I grew taller, I thought I knew. You showed me right from wrong when I was such a fool. Always there through every hardship, you caught my fall. I could never thank you for the world you gifted me. If I did have just half your strength, what a man I'd be. Now I am grown, I see all you gave. Every sacrifice, the toil and the slaving. Even now when times are hard, you stand so tall. How lucky am I to have you here, always a calming voice to soothe all my fears. Oh, I know it won't be long until the all clear. I could never thank you for the world you gifted me. If I did have just half your strength, what a man I'd be. Red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue, I can sing a rainbow, a rainbow. You gave me the rainbow too.
I'll never tell you I love you anymore. What a cruel comedy when men learn to wage war on their honesty, choke on the words they never spoke behind a blank exterior, can't cope with openness. But between me and you, I'm still that little boy you knew, gazing hazy out the wall, bathing in your cool. And between me and you, I still sing that rainbow too.
I could never thank you for the world you gifted me. If I did have just half your strength, what a man I'd be. could never thank you for the world you gifted me. If I did have just half your strength, what a man I'd be.